Welcome to the Drive to 295. I'm Jeff Parsons, and this is my vlog where I tend to rant, rave, bitch, and moan, or do movie reviews. Well, that's what I'm doing today anyway. It is May 17th, 2010, and this weekend I saw Iron Man Dos. Early reviews that I read, I tried, on the big ones, I try not to read a whole lot of reviews, because I'm always afraid that I'm going to be disappointed. Roger Ebert's probably the one reviewer I never miss, because he seems to be right on track with what I'm thinking. Usually if Ebert likes a movie, I like a movie. However, I did not read his review for Iron Man 2. I went in reviewless. And I gotta say, it wasn't as good as Iron Man 1. But it wasn't bad. It was, it was fun. And I figure if you can go into a movie and have fun, that's really what it's all about, isn't it? I mean, that's all you really care about. Robert Downey Jr., good. He, I don't know, he seemed a little bit like he was pushing the character of Tony Stark a little too much. The thing that made the first movie really good, one of the things, was the relationship he had with Pepper Potts, played by Gwyneth Paltrow. Which, in the first movie, the dialogue and the banter they had was fantastic. But they're trying to pull it off again in this one, and it seemed pushed. It seemed like it was forced to me a little bit. But it was still good. There were a lot of dialogue in the beginning, before you got into any action, and it was kind of like, let's just get to it, let's start blowing shit up. And eventually they do, but it just seemed like it took a long time to get there. Scarlett Johansson, hello. Her character was probably, I think, the best character in the entire movie. She was just amazing. I don't know whether it was her or whether it was the character that did it for me, but that was just fantastic. Sam Rockwell, this man can't do anything that I won't see. He is just a brilliant, brilliant actor, and unfortunately, this has got a great cast, and they're all brilliant in what they do, but a lot of them just aren't given enough to do anything with. Sam Rockwell got a pretty decent part, and he played it brilliantly. A couple of movies that he's in that I absolutely love are Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, where he plays Chuck Barris, the game show creator, and also Moon. If you haven't seen Moon, rent Moon. In fact, I think it's available on Netflix streaming. He is probably one of the most amazing performances I've ever seen him in was in Moon. And I don't want to give too much away, but it's just what he has to do to play that part is amazing. So check Moon out if you're a fan of Sam Rockwell. Mickey Rourke. This is the biggest disappointment, and not because of Mickey Rourke. He plays the bad guy. He plays Ivan Vanko, I think is what it is. The guy, if you've seen the trailer, he's got like the lightning whips. They didn't give him enough. It's like, if you've seen The Wrestler, he's amazing in that. And with everything he did in that, he had none of it to show for Iron Man 2. Because everything he said was either in Russian or broken English. He had no dialogues. A good villain has to have fantastic dialogue. Take a look at The Dark Knight. Heath Ledger is the Joker. What made his character was a combination of his acting, as far as his appearance and getting into the role, as well as how he handled the dialogue. He had good dialogue. If you're not giving the guy anything to say, he's not a good villain. All he basically did, well, I don't want to give too much away if you haven't seen it. Still go see the movie, but Mickey Rourke just could have had a much better, bigger role in this and could have been a villain that you could have actually feared. Not in Iron Man 2. It's kind of like he's just a guy that runs a computer. It's like he has one scene, and even then he doesn't say a damn thing. So Mickey Rourke could have done so much better. I love Mickey Rourke, but man, give the man a part next time. One cool thing that I didn't notice halfway in was that if you're a fan of Mad Men, the guy that plays Roger Sterling, I can't think of the actor's name, but he plays Tony Stark's dad in like flashbacks and filmed parts of it. And I don't know who the actor is, but I love him when he plays Roger Sterling in Mad Men. He was in it. Gwyneth Paltrow was good. I mean, her character, Pepper Potts, is kind of like I said, with her and Tony Stark, it was forced. It just seemed like we're going to have this witty banter back and forth between the two that we had in the first movie, but now we're just going to force it. It just didn't seem as natural. So, but overall, once shit started blowing up, it was a pretty good movie. You go and you have fun. That's what Iron Man's about. Don't expect any. It would just been nice if when they had all these parts where they had to have all this dialogue, it was good dialogue. That's where when you get an all-star cast with Don Cheadle, was he better than Terrence Howard? No. Was he worse? No. It was just kind of like he's there. It just seems like they could have done so much better with some good dialogue. But overall, still, I would recommend the movie. It's definitely worth seeing. It's fun. It's just not as good as the first. Don't expect it to be as good as the first, but you'll probably, if you like the first, you'll enjoy this one. It's just not up to par. So that's the first time I've been to a movie in a theater since Avatar, I think. So it's been a while. So it was nice to actually get out and see a movie. But you have to stay till the end, because they, like the first one, they've got a little tease about something coming up at the end of this one. We were in a theater with maybe 12 people, and they all had to sit right around us in the middle. Really? You've got an empty theater. You got to sit right around us. I don't get that with people like that. So stay till the end if you go see Iron Man 2 to see the big thing, but definitely go check it out. And, hey, that's going to do it because I'm now at my on-ramp. So I will check. Whoa! And here's a worker right on the on-ramp. So I'll check you out next time. Don't forget Facebook.com/Jeff Parsons, JeffParsonsProject.com. Click on the link to Drive to 295 or subscribe on YouTube. Just do a search for Drive to 295. See you next time.